people, believers, MJ fans, everybody. It is me. It's like 2:20 in the morning and I'm so tired. But I do want to do this video because I've been kind of sitting on this information for about a week, and there's been a lot going on, as you guys all know, that we're not going to talk about. But I do want to get this out because I want to start another video soon. So this is just kind of interesting information that I came across that I wanted to kind of run past you guys. This might be a two-part video. I'm not really sure. It just depends on how tired I am tomorrow, if I feel like actually looking for more information regarding this issue, because it could be nothing, but I don't know. No such thing as a coincidence with Michael, right? So let's get into it. So basically, what had happened was I was looking for information regarding Michael's rights as like a musician, an artist, like just different, basically going through his catalog information. I was just trying to find out like people constantly argue about the Michael Joe Jackson versus the Michael Jackson thing. So I was kind of looking for just more like concrete evidence about what I believe his middle name to be, Michael Joe Jackson, just based off of documentation that I've seen. So I was looking through, different rounds of information to kind of confirm that for another video that I'm doing. And I just somehow stumbled across his corporation wiki. So I'm guessing the corporation wiki is similar to like Wikipedia. Basically, it just pulls information. I guess people can edit information, but also pulls information from like state licensing places, and they kind of formulate this database of information based on corporations. So I found this, and I know Michael had a lot of businesses, but these were the businesses that were actually archived records that were pulled. So it just has Michael Jackson listed. I don't really know. It just kind of defaulted to like Encino, California. I'm not really sure. I think what I originally had typed in was MJJ Productions, and it kind of just pulled everything that was linked to it. So it says right here, Michael Jackson overview. Michael Jackson has been associated with 9 companies according to public records. The companies were formed over a 26-year period, from the most recent being incorporated 11 years ago in 2006, June of 2006. 0 of the companies are still active, while the remaining 9 are now listed as inactive. So I guess that's kind of true, but kind of not true, because I know some of these companies have just kind of changed over because the estate is running them. So that might not be 100% accurate itself, but I just thought it was really interesting. So it has like a Truth Finder background report thing, and then it lists the 9 companies, which I'm going to go through one by one. Then it has some connections of 2 people that are tied to the companies that are listed. For some reason, just the actual connection says a connection is made when 2 people are officers, directors, or otherwise associated with the same company. Michael has 2 known connections. Then it has all the different addresses listed for the businesses that are listed here. So I just wanted to kind of go through each one by one, just so we can kind of validate a couple of things. So naturally, the first one is going to be, which I thought was interesting, Fire Mountain Services, LLC. So it says Fire Mountain Services, LLC was filed as a domestic limited liability company in the state of Nevada. It's no longer active. It was filed February 11, 2003. It lists John McClane, John Branca, Michael J. Jackson. So basically this is one of Michael's companies for sure, because it actually has the estate listed, which I guess back then they weren't the estate, but they're still like his attorneys. So we have that. We have MJJ Productions, Inc. MJJ Productions, Inc. filed as articles of incorporation in the state of California on Tuesday, October 30th, 1979. 39 years old. Then it has key people, John G. Branca, Michael Jackson, known addresses for MJJ Productions. It does have this update. This is actually active now, I guess because they have reignited this. So it's actually still active. Okay, so we have that. This information, it just shows where the sources are pulled from. So as you see, this is pulled from the California Secretary of State. So this information is actually pulled from state records. People just are not just editing the information that's initially filed of the records. Then we have Experiments in Sound, Los Angeles, California. Experiments in Sound, filed as articles of incorporation, no longer active. It was filed on Friday, March 9th, 1984. Key people, Michael J. Jackson. This was pulled from, of course, the state records of California. Ultimate Productions overview, basically filed on February 18, 1987. And Michael J. Jackson has the address listed. It's inactive. Smooth Pictures. 1986, May 29th. Key people, Michael J. Jackson. Okay, and then we have MJJ Ventures. That was filed on February 26, 1991. John Branca, Michael J. Jackson. And then we have Heal the World Foundation overview, filed on July 3rd, 1991. John Branca, Melissa Johnson, and Michael J. Jackson. Has all the addresses listed, of course, again. Then we have Jackson International. Was filed on December 21st, 1998. And then has Michael J. Jackson. So you have those are 8, okay? So you have 8 companies, right? So all these companies are very obviously listed. They are Michael Joseph, whatever. They're MJ. These are they were all pulled from state records. You don't have any like outside, off the wall type things. So clearly all these companies are together. They're all linked together, which is really interesting because there's a 9th company that I found. This 9th company that I found is called Nexalin Technologies, Inc. Okay, so Nexalin Technologies, Inc. was filed on June 27, 2006. This is the last one that was filed, I believe. Key people, Yakov Katzenelson and Raymond Pitzinger and Michael J. Jackson. So this Michael J. Jackson, he's listed as a treasurer, director, and secretary of this corporation. Now you see, this is the Michael J. Jackson that's tied to all the other companies. Then it has the address. So I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, what is this Nexalin Technologies? So the first thing I was kind of interested in more than anything was like the people. So I'm like, who is Raymond Pitzinger and Yakov Katzenelson? I really couldn't find anything. I did find that Raymond Pitzinger, I was able to look information up on him, and all I was able to really find was this German website, which I'm trying to find. I don't see it, of course, but here it is. I can't read German, but if you look, it's a German website. I'm guessing that he is the one wearing the leather jacket in this photo, and this is from 2007. It looks like it talks about the Nexalin brand. So I couldn't find anything else on this guy at all. It was so weird. But there's that. And then the Yakov Katzenelson. I was able to find this information, but it looks like he's an anesthesiologist. He works in pediatric medicine also. When I go, this is the only picture that I was able to find of him. And he looks like the guy that was in the audience in 2010 when Paris and Prince were on stage. That's really funny. But so when I click on the link to go to his LinkedIn page. For whatever reason, on his LinkedIn page, the picture disappears, but it's the same person. So it has like medical doctor, independent consultant, visiting research fellow, clinical researcher, he works for pulmonology, which I think it's like a heart doctor. It's a pulmonary system, and then it's just the stuff that he did. So there's like almost no information. Now, when I look up Nexalin Technologies and look up Michael Jackson, I mean, literally, there's nothing. There's nothing. Basically, it looks like the company was sold. I'll get to that in a minute, but it looks like the company was sold to Calico Scientific. And it's just, there's nothing at all. When I look at the pictures, there's nothing. So I don't know if this is our Michael Jackson or our MJ, or I don't know, but there's just nothing that ties this guy. Like, it's really weird. I was able to find pictures of the other founders, but this gets interesting. So I, of course, like, what the hell is Nexalin Technology? So, of course, I naturally Google it. When I Google it, I get this website. Okay, Nexalin Technology. Brain floating reminds me of MJ1 somehow, but it says Nexalin Technology, the future of brain-based health. So basically, this is a device. It says it treats anxiety, depression, and insomnia without medication. You deserve not just optimal treatment, but optimal treatment you can enjoy. Imagine life without depression, anxiety, or insomnia with the help of Nexalin's patent gentle brain stimulation. Non-invasive, FDA cleared, safe and effective, drug-free. It says, how does Nexalin work? It says, evidence indicates that anxiety, depression, and insomnia can be caused by irregularities in the brain's neurochemicals. Nexalin supports the normalization of these chemicals without medication and their undesired side effects. The Nexalin device emits a patented frequency-based waveform for the sorry guys, I'm so tired. Waveform that interacts with the deep centers of the midbrain. Clinical research indicates that the process of normalizing various neurotransmitters in the brain may support a reduction in patient-reported symptoms. I did not click on the learn more previously, but I'm going to click on it right now to see what it brings up. But it looks like it just tells like how this works. It's an alternative to medication, which I think is really interesting, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But if you go on here, it just says basically, take back your life, improve your practice, has some testimonials. So basically, this is a device that treats depression, anxiety, and insomnia. And this is really crazy because we all know, based off of the autopsy report and the medications that were prescribed to Michael, he suffered from, we clearly know he had insomnia very bad. And then there is the anxiety, which definitely the medication that he was taking, I think it was lorazepam, and the depression. He was on different medications to treat depression, anxiety, and insomnia. So that's really crazy that this was going on. And it looks like the company I saw some kind of like lawsuit. I'm not really clear on all this information. There was something that happened in 2010, and it looks like that that they actually sold the company. It was a part of a bigger conglomerate called Calico Scientific. Looks like they actually sold this company in 2000. I'm not really like I said, I had to do some more research. They sold it to a company in Arizona, 2010. So the original owners actually do not own it, but they probably sold it for a very large amount of money. I'm trying to still find the information, but it looks like this company is actually based out of Houston, Texas, which I think is really super interesting now, considering we all know that Colin Murray came out of Houston, Texas. So I was just like, I'm still definitely researching some more of this, but I did find it very interesting that it says, I found I had no pain, full movement in my neck, and was totally rested because I had slept very well. I want others to experience the miracle I experienced. Michael, very, 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 very hard time sleeping. So I am wondering, since it has, I said I cannot, we have to go back to the facts. The facts are that these companies that were pulled from this database from the Nevada and California licensing um, center and state office, it must be tied to either his tax ID number or his social security number, because why would it pull all of these companies that are clearly, you know, surrounded by Michael's likeness? Why would it pull that information? So Michael has to be somehow, it's not like I just randomly found someone named Michael Jackson because the guy's name was Michael Jackson, he must have been related to this company. No, this company is directly tied into his legal documentation, or it wouldn't have showed up. So it lists him on this company. It lists Michael, um, and this has been non-active since 2006, which I think Michael was gone during this. This is like right when I think the trial happened, so he left the country. So I don't know if that's when I don't really know the whole story behind what happened. He is just listed as a treasurer. So I am wondering if Michael was a silent investor in this technology just because he had problems sleeping. This is what I'm talking about the spectrum being so like large and so big. There's so many things that we have not touched on that would offer a better answer as to exactly what happened. If Michael was a secret investor in this and the company sold, he may have definitely gotten a very, this could factor into a lot of his money that's going out now towards the estate, that's going out towards things. This could be other money that he could be possibly living off of. Some people say that money he's living off of right now is coming directly from his sales and things. I don't know. I don't know if that's factual or not. I don't know. But I do know that that could mean that he's actually living off of this. If he had like separate ventures like this also ties very much into why I just think there was something more going on as far as like Michael was like is very intelligent and very smart. And when it goes to propofol and the whole thing of the sleeping and the give me milk, it's like it's really interesting. Was he really um, studying sleep studying and what happens if he was a vested partner in something like this? He was working with these people who study the sleep cycle, who studied depression, anxiety. So was he educating himself? Was he learning? How meticulously was this planned out? Is what I'm saying. So was he really studying like, you know, leaving? Was he studying what he was going to do? So I just find this very interesting. I'm going to do definitely like more research on this and kind of come back to it. But I did think that was something really interesting that I came across. It's very like different. It's like something that we really don't really look into. We look into all these different ventures he had as far as music and movies, which I have a video coming up about some more movies I think he was a part of. But what if there are little things out here like this that will offer more information as far as, you know, what exactly happened? I'm going to leave some links to this below so you guys can check it out. But I just think it's really cool. I mean, like I said, what are the odds it would pull that Nextland Technologies? Like I said, the company has since been sold to other people. So these people who originally own this, well, I don't know. Michael's name is no longer listed on it, but I don't know what that really means in the grand scheme of things. But I just think a brain device that studies sleeping and depression, anxiety. Michael was felt. I was reading. I mean, a lot of people don't like Conrad Murray's book. I like his book. Um, I think he was honest about a lot of things. And in the book, he was talking about Michael asking about, do you think you can get a brain transplant? Do you think that you can? Like he was very like trapped in his own mind because of like so many horrible things that happened to him. And was he studying his own brain to try to understand? It's like really funny because well, it's not funny, but I know whenever he first quote unquote like died and his body wasn't buried for like all those weeks, 77 days to be exact. I remember the stories about his brain being missing. You know, like, oh, they can't find Michael's brain. And I'm like, what? And it just to me, everything just kind of ties in. I started thinking about The Wiz, how he played the scarecrow who didn't have a brain. But then I'm like thinking now, like, was he trying to call attention to this whole brain thing from the very beginning? I don't know. But I do know, I just had a thought about something. And actually, that brain that is floating doesn't remind me of MJ1. It reminds me of Leave Me Alone. I believe in Leave Me Alone in the beginning of the video, there's a brain like turning around like that. So yeah, I think that there's definitely a brain, and yeah, that music video doing that. So I don't know. It's just interesting how things kind of like tie in. So I don't know. What's your thoughts? Sound off below. I'm gonna probably put a more together, um, version of this together, um, where I can actually like spell it out better for you guys. Just wanted to kind of run this past you, but I think I'm gonna actually do a video that more or less. Well, the thing I don't like about the speaking videos is it's hard. Though I can explain things a little bit better, it's just better for me to like lay things out to you in a video where I can just show you things. So I am gonna probably try to get back to those kind of videos for my next video. I just think it's easier for people to understand if they can like see things spelled out for them versus me just like talking. I'll probably just do a mixture, but I do kind of miss being able to spell things out better for you doing it that way. So I'm gonna definitely go ahead and make another video soon covering this information with more information because I have to definitely do some more research. But just let me know what your thoughts are. What do you guys think? Do you think there's a connection there? What do you think it's all about? Let me know. And don't forget to subscribe and comment and up like. Okay? Thank you.